to talk about this, but we got to get into relationship status. I know you've been down this road. I'm not sure where you stand today. Do you want to talk about that, or is that something you're not willing to share today?
Come on in, bring it to the table.
All right, so are you single, Scoop? Are you ready to make?
I am Yeah, I'm single. I'm single. Here's where I'm at, and anybody who knows me, it's so funny. I talked about this a couple of days ago. Until I am able to be completely comfortable in my financial space the way I want, being with women and all of that is not my main motivator. When I can get my mansion back, when I can have the life that I had pre-divorce with no problems, when I can say I have 8 streams of income, when I'm not worried about one thing that's actually gonna happen, when I can go through a pandemic with my feet up, then I think I could worry about that.
That is commendable because most people, especially men, don't think like that. So good for you. That's amazing. I love it.
So, you know, have I been with women? I'd be a liar if I said that I haven't done anything. Like, nobody's gonna believe that. But I cannot make the main thing in my life about being in a relationship, because you have to understand, again, when you do this on a high level, you cannot serve 2 masters.
That's right.
You can rock with a master, but you can't serve 2 masters. Half of the things that I went through in my marriages were that I wasn't there.
Yeah.
You're not there. You know, people are having birthdays, all that. You're not there. Listen, what people think is they romanticize this thing. Oh, I'm with a celebrity, boom, 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 boom. When you get down to the crux of it, as a woman, you're alone the majority of the time.
Yeah.
That's just, but it looks like Birkin and Gucci bags and in a house and all that. But if you're in the house and it's an empty feeling, then really, what is it?
Right.
So, you know, do I like women? Of course, I'm the major lover of women. I love them. But what, you know, is it high on my priority list? At this time, I would say it's not. Because until I'm super comfortable where I feel like I'm in a place where it don't matter if we have a volcano, nuclear war, whatever, I'm good. When I can get to that place, I think I'll be good. And listen, that may never happen, but I'm gonna reach for it.
I think it's happening, man. You have everything. You have more than I mean, I have to go back to 1,000 records. Like, what? That's incredible. You're amazing, Fatman Scoop. I mean, we love you. We're so happy to be here.
I just want to be your best friend.
Yeah,
I mean, I could listen.
You can find a lot of women. Tyler tends to attract women because they just want to be his.
It's really with the fucking ladies. Listen, and I'm here to say, even though I'm not nobody's Idris Elba, in my travels, of course, there are women that like me, but the thing is that where I'm at, in order to do what I feel I need to do, I can't, it's too much responsibility, because you have a bunch of angry women, because this is where women say, you're wasting my time. And I've said to women, wait, hold on now. We got the same time. You say I'm wasting the time. I'm burning the same time. I don't care. I'm not getting what I want, so that's a waste of my time. So, you know, it's one of those things. Now, am I down to date and be cool and stuff like that? Of course, it's amazing. I love it, but, you know, it's just you have to be careful, because you're dealing with people's expectations, and that is a dangerous place to be.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Man,
I don't know if I'm making sense to you, but you know.
it's a whole nother.
No, I love everything you just said.
You know what's funny? I could just imagine being in a fight with Scoop though, like hearing him yell. It would actually touch out a new record.
I can't even try. I can't even try. I'm not even
Did you ever get
You know
nervous? You were like, no, this is a song lyric right here.
You know what's so funny? You know, it's funny to everyone else but my kids.
Yeah.
Because when they're getting yelled at, it's real yelling. Like yesterday, I was yelling at my son at the top of my lungs about walking in the house on the wood with salt on your shoes, because we live in a place where it snows a lot, and going off. Now that would make somebody dance in another situation. However, that is, you know, some of the things that they've said to me, some of their craziest experiences have been when I was yelling at them.
Yeah,
That's so.
it's got to be crazy for them to like go out and hear the song.
I know. How do
Jesus.
you still have a how do you still have a voice?
I know.
Does it hurt to yell like that?
No, because most of the time when I'm not doing this, I'm really just not really talking much.
So,
I don't really I don't party. I have no reason to yell except when I'm yelling. My life basically consists of 50s music and sports talk radio.
really?
And if I'm not, yeah, like I'm a big sports talk. Listen, 50s music is where they had structure back then. You know, they wrote records back then. Not hey, let's do a Percocet and let's have singing. They wrote records. Most people wrote records. There was a song structure. Ooh, ah, ooh, danger. Backup vocals, everything structured.
It was
From
intentional.
50s, 60s, 70s, those people wrote records. I don't love you anymore. It's just that simple. Like these people were writing records that resonate with people. They're like there's no more of that these days. And that's not an indictment on music, because I don't want to sound like an old man. However, when they wrote records back then, it was like those records stuck because they were talking about something. Come on and come with me. Come on and go to my place. If you listen to that record by Teddy Pendergrass, that man gave you a blueprint on how to pick up a woman in 3 minutes and 16 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's perfect.
Yep.
It's so
So,
true.
you know, that's it. You know, I don't, you know, again, I don't talk too much. I don't do stuff. Most of the time I'm just quiet unless I'm actually in the action.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so true. Music was so much more intentional
Yeah.
before and more thought out, and I agree with everything that you just said. I'm blown away by the conversation.
This is amazing. So
You know something? I'm gonna just put a bow tie on that one. Here's where I,
like
think
this.
here's where I think the problem started. When people started saying I could go to the studio and just do the song there. I could go to the studio, I don't need to write my lyrics down. I don't need to do none of that. I'm gonna just do this. Listen, Jay-Z and Biggie are geniuses. Everybody can't do that. And to me, I don't know, you can ask Vince, but the music reflects that. The music reflects a lack of people actually writing it down, rewriting it, going over where the horns don't match. The music reflects that, in my personal opinion.
You know, it's funny, Vince and I were talking about it the other day, and he feels the same way. He's like, you know, I said, Vince, you know, I know you're doing more karting. You're not in the clubs as much. He's like, I got to tell you, after all these years of doing this, I said, why'd you stop? Why are you stopping? Why are you not doing it as much? He's like, Michelle, it's the music. And I'm like, really? He's like, just listen
always
to
say
the
it.
quality of music. Right, Vince?
Always say
I know
it.
you're still doing
Always
it,
say it.
but
Yeah. I mean, just slowing down mainly with the club scene is because the music's just changed over time. You know, I still enjoy doing it. I still love what I do. Still doing radio in 30 U.S. markets, 9 countries. But the music has changed. I just don't think that people put the type of time into it that they used to, like what Scoop said.
Yeah, and you don't need to, because it's just, you could literally get a computer program, some plugins, and you have a song. And it's legal to just copy some beat and just whatever, you know?
You know, I'm a wedding florist, so I work a lot of weddings, and I can tell you, every DJ, like, religiously, only plays majority oldie music all the time. It's just the classics. Like, you do not hear today's music really at what, like, it just doesn't happen. It does not happen.
You know, there's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, when I'm gonna take two things on. It seems like he's just doing a masterclass on this. Number one, technology killed and saved the music industry.
Yeah.
So when you give somebody the opportunity to record their own record and put it into the universe, it takes the gatekeepers out of the way. That's good for some people who have talent. However, it actually messes it up, because there's people that really don't need to be here. But if you can convince people that this is good, then hey, this is the first time in the history of music you don't even have to be good to do this. That's number one. Number two is, the reason why you don't hear a lot of new music when you do weddings and stuff is, at least for me, I feel like when you go into a room and you have all different kinds of people in there, you got old people, you got young people, you got super young people, you got ignorant people, you got smart people, you got all kinds of people in that mix. People who sometimes don't even speak the language. They in there like, ocho noventa cuatro here. They don't even speak bad English. The thing that's gonna unify everybody is the song everybody know. That's why the classics work. Because I know that I can go in any room on this planet and play din 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 din. I know I can go, tonight, I want all of you tonight. I know I can go, I go, I got a feeling, woo! I can any movement play, I'm in love with the cold. I know I can.
That's my favorite.
All I do is win, no matter what. I know the classics unify everyone.
They do.
I feel unified right now. I love this.
I love the music talk, and speaking of that, I want to talk about Full Throttle Radio. You guys have been doing this for how many years now? Again, syndicated 30+ markets. Vince, you touched on it, but I want to talk a little bit more about Full Throttle. You guys have been doing this. You have 1,000 episodes you just celebrated. Let's give them a round of applause for that. 1,000. I mean, that's a big number, Scoop. 1,000.
Listen, to be completely honest with you, it would have never happened if Vince wasn't on it the way he's on it. Because I live a crazy life. I'm all over the place. I'm a mess of a mess. And if he wasn't there to be the glue to make sure that it works, it's on time, it's this, it's that, it just wouldn't happen. So the majority of the kudos needs to go to him, because that's, listen, I'm the voice on the show, and I'm, the records and stuff like that. However, if you don't have the glue to keep it together, you have nothing. So that if you want to give the flowers to somebody, put it on his desk, because he deserves it way more than you.
Oh, Vince, I know Vince is a very hard worker, and he is very organized. He's the best. He so is. So awesome.
This is 20 years. This is 20 years. Like 1,000 episodes is 20 years, y'all. It's 20 years.
Wow. And I heard you got Snoop Dogg. He's congratulating you guys, Little John, all these people out there. So you've done an amazing job together. Thank God for Tommy Boy bringing you together, giving us awesome entertainment the last 20 years. Thank you so much. I want to talk a little bit about your social media too, because you had a funny video out there with Legos. I don't know if you remember that, but
oh yeah, I was in Australia. Yeah.
Oh!
Oh, bitch drop! Oh, 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 oh! You got a $100 bill, get your hands up! You got a $50 bill, get your hands up!
I love
Yo,
that.
you know something? Listen, those guys are TikTok creators. They're huge in they're huge in Australia, and that's the reason why. That was like when I heard it, because I'm a person who loves like I have comedic time and I understand all of that. So when they told me the storyline for that, it made sense. Ow, 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 oh, 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 oh. Like it made sense. I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was absolutely great.
I was
I
dying.
love that you're down to do it.
I was dying.
I was texting Vince at like 2 in the morning. I'm like, Vince, what would Scoop do that's like viral and funny? You know, I saw that video. I'm like, we got to do something like this.
Yeah.
It was so great. I loved it. It was genius. I loved it. So cool. All right, this one's a little crazy, Scoop. You ready?
Shoot.
Can you give us your signature hype? Like, what's one thing you love going on stage? We need to hear it. Give it to us.
I know this is gonna sound crazy. When you do this at this level, you go on stage with a blank canvas. I don't know if anybody who's ever DJ'd or done anything artistic, you may go with your best laid plans, but when you get up there, I just go in there and do it. There's no. Do I have a setup of records? I do, sure, but everything is different, and I couldn't. That's a hard one. That's a really hard one. You got me chewing my thing. That's a hard one.
Oh my God, I can totally relate to this. Like I can relate to it as just like an artist myself, being like a floral designer. Sometimes when I get to a space, like something speaks to me in a different way that I didn't anticipate that it would, and I'm like, I'm just gonna change up the whole thing. Like,
You're off into a whole different direction.
Right.
You walk in. Listen, you can, and I'm sure he can tell you this. He can speak to this. I'm at a place in my career where I can walk into a venue at sound check and know if this show is going to be hot or not.
That's awesome.
But I can walk in and feel the energy of the room and be like, this is a no. Nobody's showing up tonight.
Yeah. So.
Or this is, which rarely happens to me. That happens once every 60 shows. But I can look at, like, nah. I can listen to the questions. I can ask promoters certain questions. If I don't get the answer back that I'm looking for, I'm like, this is going to be a short night.
Yep.
But when you do certain things and you walk into certain rooms, I give you a good example. I was in Malta 2 weeks ago. In Malta. Malta's a small island off the coast of Italy, near Sicily. And I walked into the venue and I said, this is going to be popular. It's going to be full. Crazy. This is going to be nuts. So, sure enough, I show up at 1 o'clock in the morning. The whole place, you can't even, like, it took me 10 minutes to walk through the crowd because you can look and feel the energy of what this is. You can look at the walls. You can look at the designs. You can see this. Conversely, about 6 months ago, I was in, hold on, let me get the place. I was in North Carolina somewhere. And I walked in to the sound check. And I was waiting, I was getting ready to sound check, but there's no equipment there.
Sure.
oh no.
I said, well, how are y'all bringing me to a sound check with no equipment?
With no sound.
Oh, the DJ ain't here yet. I said, well, there's not even a mixer, there's nothing. Right then and there, I knew this was going to be no good. Sure enough, it happened. Which I guess, like you said, as an artist, you feel the energy of the room. Sometimes you pivot because of that.
Yeah.
But you know what you know when you know it after doing it a long time.
Yep.
Absolutely. So, I know you've been really big into health and fitness lately, Scoop, and I commend you for that. Even on the road, you're eating shakes. You're doing a great job. We brought our friend here, David. You want to come say hi to Scoop? He's a trainer. He just wants to give you a high five. He's a local, incredible trainer here. David, you want to say hey?
Yeah, I'm gonna say what's up.
You want to give him 5 push-ups or what? What do you need to know?
What's up, Scoop? What's up, Mr. Vince? How y'all doing?
What's happening, brother? How you feeling?
Yo, I'm feeling great.
Listen, it's like I'm not the most healthy person in the world. However, I try. I'm big on juicing, and that's not Tropicana. Go to the gas station and get Tropicana juice. I have a masticating juicer, which is the slow juicer, and you know, I juice every day. I haven't been juicing because I've been on the road, and I actually just brought a travel masticating juicer that I could put in my backpack because I like to every day get the vitamins and minerals, and it's just little stuff. I've been on this bread kick, trying to get off the bread kick, and just something simple as walking can help you. I lost 70 pounds walking. So, for what I do for a living, it's very hard to stay on a plan because you wake up in England and you go to bed in Tokyo.
Yeah.
You wake up in Tokyo and you go to bed in Singapore. So it's a little tough, but I try to do the best I can.
My favorite Instagram video was you doing a juice, and then someone's like, "Can I have some vodka in that?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Jay
about."
Sean's DJ, but that defeats the whole purpose. That's like having juice with heroin in it.
I know.
What is that?
You were like, "Whatever, I'm not doing that."
Hey,
But
listen, sir.
But listen, man, David's the man,
You already know.
And I'm,
Right.
He's getting busy, yo.
To everyday essentials, yo. Keep it up. Continue to walk.
yep.
Doing your thing out there. You heard?
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
Thanks, David. All right, so to wrap it up, Scoop, thank you so much. It's been an honor, a pleasure. We hope to have you back someday. Vince, you are amazing. You're both icons, and I'm so thankful to have the both of you in my life. Vince, you're a dear friend, and I don't know what I would do without you. We've been through a lot in our lives, and thank you for everything, always.
I appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
Always. Scoop, I would like to ask one last thing to both of you.
Yes.
What's the biggest piece of advice you'd give to a young person or to someone you'd mentor, either one of you? You've both been in the industry a long time. You know a lot of people in the music industry. There's so many people trying to come up. What is the advice you'd give them?
I'd say don't sell yourself short. A lot of people, I think, grow up believing that they see celebrities or they see people living a certain lifestyle and they think that they can't. And anybody can. You just have to apply yourself. You have to believe you can do it. And if it's something you love to do, every day wake up and try to get closer to that goal. Try to figure out, try to learn, try to ask questions and figure out what do I got to do to put myself in that position, and you can do it.
I love it.
I think that's exactly what I was going to say. I'm going to piggyback on that by saying this. Do not, if you want to be great at something, you got to do the work. You cannot circumvent the work, period. Today, everybody wants to be Jay-Z, but they don't want to do, they want the result, but they don't want to do the work. You have to understand, people, that if you're going to do anything great, there's going to be times of darkness. You will not get anywhere without the work. If you do not focus, if you do not do what you need to do, you will not get there. There are 24 hours in a day. That means that you work 8, you sleep 8, that's 16, you got a couple of hours left. What are you doing in those hours that you don't work to improve yourself and get to where you need to go? Vince, what were you saying?
I want to add one thing, because I've worked with Michelle a lot. We used to do a lot of promotions together in the club scene, and there's nobody I know on earth that puts in more time and effort than she does. So she knows the grind and the hustle, and I want to commend you for that, because she wears so many different hats and she's in so many different fields and she's successful in all of them. And I just want to shout you out for that.
Thank you so much. And Vince, you make me cry. I love you. But I'll tell you this, Vince. I mean, listen, I've worked hard my whole life too, and I've done it in the Hudson Valley. And as you're talking, Scoop, I'm like, damn, why didn't I work for a label? You know, that's where I made a mistake. You know, growing up and all that. But I think that, you know, you live and you learn and you do things. And here I am today doing this, and it's going to lead to the next thing. And like you said, put the work in, surround yourself with great people. And on the other thing, you know, I always remember, Vince, being in the club with you, and you're like, get on the mic and say something, because you're good at this. Like, you're good at hosting. And here I am, 10 years later, doing exactly what you said I was always good at. So thank you.
And just to wrap it up, who said you can't go work at a record label right now?
That's right.
Who said that?
That's right.
Like, you know, I had a conversation with somebody, and they were like, I'm too old. And I said, but wait up, hold on, man. Like, Samuel L. Jackson didn't even get his first major role till 50.
That's
like,
it.
Colonel Sanders didn't even make KFC until 85. Like,
That's
listen,
right.
Mariah Carey, I'm gonna leave it on this note. I'm gonna go to sleep and get ready to take this long drive.
Thank you.
Mariah Carey, I did the record, It's Like That with Mariah Carey. I was in the studio with Mariah, just me and her in the room, nobody else. And we were talking about a bunch of other stuff, but I said to her in the room, just me and her, just, that's it. I said, Mariah, you got 700 million. This is right after, remember, the Emancipation of Mimi is right after the flop of Glitter. Glitter was a super flop, like a loser, a dog, a lemon, whatever you want to call it, right? And I said, Mariah, why are you doing this? You can just walk off into the sunset with your 700 million invested, and you're going to be at 2 billion or whatever. Why are you doing this? And she said something to me. She said, Scoop, it's not over till I say it's over. That means that no music reviewer, MTV, BET, somebody's cousin, radio DJ, nobody can tell me to stop this until I'm ready to stop. Nobody can tell me to do nothing until I'm ready to do it. It's never over until I pack it up.
That's right.
That's it.
That's a great way to end, baby.
Love it. Love
Let's
it.
go. Thank you so much, Fatman Scoop.
Thank you.
You're the best. Thank you so much. And Fatman, where can they find you online?
Simple. Instagram at Fatman Scoop. YouTube at Fatman Scoop. That's where I primarily Instagram Fatman Scoop. YouTube Fatman Scoop. TikTok Fatman Scoop. That's where I live. But more on Instagram. If you want to just see me, Instagram Fatman Scoop. Very simple.
Make sure you check him out. He's the best. I love you guys. Thanks so much. And Vince, one more time, where can people find you?
They can find me at MrVince.net. They can find me on the radio show, FullThrottleRadio.net, or you could listen where we're on the different stations all across the country.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank
You can
you.
find me on the